It's amazing what people will believe. The Jim and Terry Show trying to curate some stories for you. Curate as in we have an opinion. Curate as in maybe we can touch base with fact and separate a little bit of fact from fiction. But we're always amazed by stuff that we find. Have you heard was the tagline for the Jim and Terry Show. We got slapped. A YouTube video was dropped from us because I dared to talk about RFK Jr. and his anti-vax
you just said,
stuff.
now
we're getting tagged again.
Took the axe to this show.
Okay, there we go. So, yeah, be careful what you say. I have a suspicion that the algorithms, whether it is Musk on Twitter when he axed 80% of his workforce and said, see, we're just fine, like the Department of Government Efficiency. We're just fine. No, you're not, because you hacked the ethics department and everybody who was involved.
Well, did you hear Zuckerberg speak?
Yes.
We're eliminating our we're going to be like
fact checkers.
Our fact checkers.
We're just going to let stuff happen.
And then he said something about like Trump.
Yep.
He's really sucking up to Trump. Trump's got a lot of power for these rich, it reminds me of the scriptures. Forgive me, Terry, but it does. When Jesus said, you cannot serve God and money. You cannot do it. He didn't say maybe, partially, you can't. You're going to compromise in order to make your money. And,
well, the Trump administration is going to be the richest administration in American history. The richest people have been appointed. I heard a better way of looking at it. Instead of saying it's the richest administration, it's the most competent, challenged administration.
Absolutely.
Worse than his first one.
Absolutely.
Second verse, worse than the first.
Yeah, absolutely. People that aren't really good at what they're doing.
No, it's a shame. I mean,
give everybody a chance, but this is not where you learn.
It's a shame now, and it could be criminal. Well, only time will tell, and history.
Well, it don't matter if he ends up being king. He can do anything. His eviction's coming down tomorrow.
Right, his sentencing.
And they've already said nothing's going to happen.
Right.
The judges said that because he's the president. So he got away with it. But the judge at least had enough guts to say, oh, no, it's going on record. You did it, you crook.
Yep.
You did it, you crook. And you people that are supporting him, he's a crook.
Yeah.
He is a crook. Yeah. He's a mob boss crook.
Where were we going with this podcast?
I don't know. I don't know.
We got off on a rant.
Yeah. We just lost our one viewer.
Well, we may not have any viewers at this point. The algorithms is one of the topics that I wanted to make sure we touched base on, which is you say stuff, and is it censored, or is it an algorithm choice, or is it free speech? What is it that's going on when you cannot say some stuff, but some people can get away with stuff? What is that? Is that censorship?
Well, I don't even know if there's selective eavesdropping. Because really, if your
phone's on,
they're eavesdropping on us.
Yep.
People don't like to think that. My son's show, Stay Spiritual. Sure, they're eavesdropping on that too, because some machine somewhere's recording it all.
Sure.
And going to say to you and me, well, no, I don't like this. And you said you tried to reply back. It was like 10 seconds. Said no. You're not. We're not going to let you do it. Why? Because we're too busy.
Well, it did say that they have. They use both machine, which is AI, and human sources. And my
if you
point,
write them.
Well, I did write them, but the reply came back so quick. I know nobody took a look at it.
Yeah.
They just said, "Forget this. Who are you?" And in truth, the Jim and Terry Show is a 1 and 2. So really, we don't matter to anybody. So I get that. But to know that there's censorship going on and it's not free speech, even though Musk purchased Twitter in order to have free speech. I told you I quit Twitter because of the right-wing trolls and how much Russian bottery was going on in that one. And now I'm on Blue Sky, and it's very different so far. Knock on wood, it seems to be a better version of Twitter, or Twitter as it was in the beginning.
But who's the guy that just got ousted from the Georgia GOP? He's a Republican. They've revoked his membership because he was a Trump critic. That's in the news today.
Okay.
I don't know who he is, but this is only the beginning.
Oh, I believe it.
The Gestapo's in there now.
the Gestapo. Here we go. The brown shirts. This is the Hitlerism analogies. And for you and I, because we do like history and we study history, the parallels are still staring us boldly like neon lights and flashing in front of our eyes. But not everybody sees that, and they say, you're overreacting. Are you?
Well, the sad thing is the world has become incredibly selfish. We know the people that around Trump know he's
a moron?
borderline madman.
Well,
he's got power, and he's
a pathological narcissist,
and he's wielding that power, and he governs with threats, and he threatens other countries.
So how does that work with a democracy when you have leadership?
Well,
like that?
The sad thing is everybody saw how you wonder. You wonder how Rome fell, and you wonder all.
No, I don't wonder that at all.
I know you know, but I mean, it gets to a certain point where the comfort level in the lie, the comfort level in your wife who's 30 years younger than you and loves the idea of having a yacht, you can't go up to her and say, guess what? I've decided to not compromise my morals, and we're broke. We're moving into a bungalow. You lose that babe. You lose her. And I hate to say that everything's that superficial, but it really is.
Right. Well, you took us right back to where we were going to go, which is Jeff Bezos kissing the royal posterior and saying, we will be involved in the Melania documentary.
Yeah.
And I speculated.
I think he's given her an advance already.
Oh, jeez. I'm sorry. I've had enough of that family, that whole debacle.
Well, I'm sorry. It's going to be in your face anyways, because they really are morally unhinged,
morally bankrupt.
It's the first lady I've ever seen that immediately goes on CNN and sells trinkets.
Yes, isn't that the funniest thing?
Yeah, Trump, your president, sold gold sneakers, made up picture cards of him as a super friggin' hero. And you guys voted him in.
And you bought the cards and you bought the sneakers.
And you bought it in. And
that went to pay his legal fees for his, criminal trial.
Unbelievable.
Yes.
But that's what you've done. And that's why I don't have confidence in man. I just don't have it.
Well, there was a time in the first Trump incarnation where people said, well, the institutions will hold. And for the most part, they did. I don't know that there will be institutions to hold Trump accountable because the Supreme Court has now been stacked in Trump's favor. The immunity has been ruled against, one of the worst rulings of a Supreme Court in American history. That's pretty hard to...
We're in trouble.
We're in trouble.
Here's your president.
This is America in trouble.
Here's your president. I think this was yesterday night. Okay. LA's burning.
Yes.
Worst ever in the
fires
history.
In California.
In the history, 17,000 acres are burned. That's a lot. And Trump says it's your government's fault.
You're woke.
There's
your woke government.
There's no comfort in this man's ability. People have lost their homes. Even actors are crying on screen, not just for themselves, but for their neighbors. Ancient homes are burning. Schools that the kids were raised in are burnt to the ground. And all Trump can say is it's your government's fault.
Yep.
It's not the government's fault. Quite frankly, Trump, you better bow to God, because 100-mile-an-hour winds coming off the mountains, a hurricane.
That's whipping
the flames. That's almost supernatural, my friend. You're not God, Trump, so watch it. He should really watch it.
It's the lack of empathy. It's the same as the paper towel tossing in Puerto Rico after the hurricane.
It's also looking at an opportunity to grab hold.
Yeah.
It's your woke government.
Yep.
They did this when they didn't. Now you put your faith, put your trust in me, and I'll fix it. He won't fix nothing, but he'll say it. He could not have compassion if his life depended on it. Same guy that went to Puerto Rico and threw out paper towels to the people. Wasn't that a stick this up your kazingi? Mm-hmm. Here's paper towels for you.
Now, the trouble is, it's not just Trump, it is spreading. So the people who are kissing the royal posterior are now Elon Musk is in power. Vivek Ramaswamy is in power. All the people are coming alongside him are just as reprehensible in their views.
Yes, absolutely.
Musk's tweets are abominable.
Yes.
And that's Musk, the guy we admire for SpaceX and putting, people out in space.
But his true colors have come forward.
Yes.
I mean, again, you can't serve God and money. Okay, I'd put another word in it for God if you want.
No.
You can't serve money and morals.
Okay, my friend, let's nail this one. I appreciate your point of view. It doesn't mean I have to embrace your theology, but truth is truth. And it's true, in my opinion, that people have ethical conflict. They cannot choose themselves and money and choose to be altruistic and serve people. Trump has chosen to serve himself.
Yep.
It's I was going to say something, but I'll get us booted off.
Old. I don't understand where this drive comes from. I personally believe you can't believe in a God if all you're going to do is think I've got to leave a legacy. Well, your legacy isn't God, my friend. You're still going to have to bow that knee if you believe in a God. But if you don't believe in a God, no, you don't have to bow your knee.
Now you got a problem because you've dragged evangelicals into that camp because they support Trump. So what is that saying about their faith? And you're talking about hundreds of millions.
You can't serve God and money. So if I would worry if I've got 3 jets and I live in a 50,000 square foot mansion, taking money from friggin' old ladies, I would worry about my own morality, quite frankly.
Yes.
I'm all upset about something I did that I had to beg with God. There's nothing in it for me. Nothing.
But they don't.
What?
They don't.
But they don't. And I'm not.
See, one of the differences between you and the prosperity preachers, my friend, is that you have humility. You do try to humble yourself and put others first. There is no humility in any of those prosperity preachers. No. And I would probably say, if we had tax reform, tax the church. If you make over X amount of dollars and you're paying your pastor over the average salary of your congregation, then tax that institution. You don't have to worry about it, but it's like the rich. You can make your first $1 million, then we'll start taxing you.
Well, yeah. I mean, come on. I mean, just
$1 million church.
Are you going to heaven?
Yeah, good question.
Jesus said, I haven't even got a place to put my head. And you got houses all over the world.
That's right. A rock for your pillow.
Yeah. And 3 jets. And
Jim and Terry show. I don't know what we were talking about, but
I don't either. Now I'm mad.
Okay, Mad Jim. Mad Dog. Bye-bye.